I wanted to make sure that the loan payments were going smoothly while I was at work. Unexpectedly, I got an email that made me rush to talk to my husband, John. When I reached out to him, he seemed calm, but then he dropped a bombshell. He told me he had fallen for someone else and wanted to start a new life with her. He even mentioned taking the luxury car we bought recently with a loan in my name. Despite my efforts to talk him out of it, he just hung up and disappeared. It left me feeling lost and unsure of what to do. My name is Alice, and John and I are both 33 years old. We have a smart 11-year-old son named Sunny. Sunny has always been bright, showing interest in reading and discussing complex topics, while John has struggled to keep a steady job. Despite my concerns about our finances, John seemed to be doing better recently, and we even talked about buying a camper van to make some family memories. However, things took a turn when John couldn't pass the loan review for the camper van. Instead, I ended up taking a loan for a car. Then, on the day the camper van was supposed to arrive, I received an email from John saying he wanted to take it because the loan was in my name. Confused, I called him, only to find out he had fallen in love with someone else and wanted to leave me. He mentioned divorce papers, which we had discussed before during a fight, and said he would file them. Despite my attempts to reach out to him, I never got a response. When I got home, I found the divorce papers missing, leaving me with a big debt. Sunny noticed something was wrong and asked me about it. I tried to hide my feelings, but Sunny's keen observation made it hard. Eventually, I told him everything. He seemed to take it well, but I knew he must be hurting inside. As time passed, the stress took a toll on my health. I couldn't even stand up at work and had to take a break. It was a difficult time for both me and Sunny, but we were trying to cope as best as we could. I heard my colleagues' voices filled with concern, but I couldn't respond and collapsed. When I came to, I found myself in a hospital room. The doctor told me I needed detailed examinations, so I was admitted to the hospital. I couldn't help but feel pathetic, thinking it was just emotional stress. Tears welled up as I looked at the 4-drip in my arm and the white ceiling. At that moment, Sunny, usually calm, rushed into the room with an extremely worried look. "Mom, what happened? Is it serious? You're not going to die, right?" he exclaimed. "Of course not, sweetheart. I wouldn't leave you alone," I assured him. "That's good," he sighed in relief. "I was called by your school teacher and told that you were taken to the hospital." I was so shocked my heart nearly stopped. Sunny, though mature for his age, was still just an 11-year-old. I felt a strong resolve to get better for his sake, but my condition turned out to be worse than expected, and I was diagnosed with a serious illness. The doctor advised surgery as soon as possible, so I had to make a decision quickly. Following the doctor's advice, I underwent surgery. When I was discharged, a month had passed since John left. Upon returning home and checking the mailbox, I found a demand letter for the car loan payment. I thought the repayment should have been automatically deducted from my account. In panic, I checked my cash card balance. The $20,000 I had was now only $33.90. John did this, I thought. I want to ask him to return the money, but I can't contact him. What should I do? Since I didn't have the camper van, I couldn't sell it. After John left, everything seemed to be going in a bad direction, and I felt even more hopeless. Seeing me saddened by my series of misfortunes, Sunny put his hand on my forehead. "You look pale. Are you feeling sick again? You don't seem to have a fever, though," he observed. "I'm physically fine, but your father not only took the car but also all the money we had saved. I can't work due to my physical condition, and now we have no money." "I'm at a loss," I explained. "I see. Then I'll deliver newspapers, and I'll search the internet to see if there's any work I can do," Sunny suggested. Encouraged by my 11-year-old son's determination, I told myself it wasn't the time to be down. "Sorry for worrying you. I can't afford to be weak. I'll change my mindset and try to do whatever I can," I said, smiling at him. Sunny smiled back and then said something unexpected. "Let's plan how to get the car back from Dad." "How can we do that?" "The camper van is in your name, right?" he asked. "Yes, but what about it?" I replied. "Then maybe we can." Sunny suggested an idea that I couldn't even imagine. I had never thought such an idea could exist. Also, I have no idea where your father is, I added. Then let's check on my phone. A month ago, when we went hiking as a family, surprisingly, I felt lost. At that time, we bought a kid's cell phone on suggestion and installed a GPS app on it, which both John and I could access. With this app, I can see where Dad is in real time, and he's been moving around a lot. Oh, is that so? But what if we find him and he just says something vague and escapes again? I pondered. To my astonishment, Sonny smiled and made an intriguing suggestion. Don't worry, I've already taken precautions, he said. What did you just say? I asked, amazed. Sonny had acted independently while I was in the hospital, achieving something unbelievable. I can't believe such a smart child came from me, I thought. Understanding Sonny's words, I was simply amazed. He had even caught wind of John's mistress. All right, let's teach Dad, who betrayed us, a lesson. Okay, let's start the plan right away, I said, feeling empowered with my son by my side. Together, we prepared for that moment. With Sonny by my side, I felt invincible. Bring it on, anywhere, anytime. 3 days later, my phone rang. It's me. Please, I need your help, said the familiar voice. Oh, who might this be? Don't play dumb, I replied. It's your husband, obviously. I'm being questioned by the police about you. At this rate, they might ask me to come to the police station voluntarily. Help me out, John pleaded. Oh, is that so? Just wait a moment then, I said calmly. I immediately went with my son to where John was, and to my surprise, it was a forest park near our house where camping was possible. John was being questioned by the police in front of his car, looking bewildered. Feeling pathetic, I sighed and told the police we needed to have a talk as a couple and asked them to leave for a while. At that moment, John seemed uncomfortable being watched by the people around us and urged Sonny and me to get into the car. Inside the car, John's mistress was sitting cross-legged, glaring at us, but that was no longer important. Sorry about that. Thanks for coming, but why did the police suddenly show up at my place? I don't get it, John asked, confused. That's because I filed a report about the missing camper van, I replied calmly. What? Why would you do that? It's obvious, isn't it? My car was stolen, John said foolishly. But the world isn't that naive, you know. You filed for divorce, remember? So we are strangers now and are driving a stranger's car without permission. That's a crime, Sonny chimed in. Sonny figured all this out, typical, sharp as ever, I thought proudly. But I didn't steal the car. I just borrowed it for a bit, John protested weakly. Oh, is that so? Well, I'd like to use my car now, so could you return it? That would be really helpful, I said, reaching out my hand for the keys. Reluctantly, John handed them over. As I confirmed the return, Sonny quietly started talking. Hey, why did you abandon your family and choose to play around with this woman? He asked, his tone stern. Caught off guard by his son's unexpected question, John scratched his head awkwardly. John's mistress chuckled smugly and started talking. It's because I'm more attractive than your mother. Look at me. You can see it, right? He fell head over heels for me and decided to leave his family, she said arrogantly. Quiet. I didn't ask you, old lady. Dad, you answer, Sonny commanded. Mandy was silenced by Sonny's stern tone, but John remained quiet. If you can't explain, that's fine. I'll just have the police come back and arrest you. Wait, hold on. Okay, I'll talk, John finally confessed. Mandy had joined John's company 3 months ago, and they were attracted to each other and became involved at the welcome party for new employees. Later, it was discovered that Mandy was pregnant, and John decided to start a new life with her, leaving us behind. Why did you take the camper van? I asked, puzzled. I quit my job and thought about selling the car for money, but it seems like you were using it, John admitted sheepishly. I went into quite a bit of detail, didn't I? But I thought it was important to tell the whole story. After all, we decided it was a waste to sell the camper van right away, so we planned a trip. And how do I know all this? Well, remember when Sonny got lost? As a precaution, we bought him a kid's cell phone and installed a GPS app. Did you forget? We also installed it on your phone, so I knew where you were all this time. By the way, I later found out from Sunny that he had pretended to get lost during our family hike because he wanted a cell phone. I was amazed at Sunny's ability to think and act so strategically. I suspected something was off with Dad, so I came up with this plan to monitor his actions. You really are a terrifying child, I teased Sunny. I will never become an adult like you, Dad, who betrays important people without a second thought, Sunny replied. John, faced with the hard truth Sunny told, was a pitiful adult unable to offer any rebuttal. In contrast, seeing Sunny, only 11 but able to think and speak his mind firmly, gave me a sense of strength as a mother. I felt I couldn't lose, especially in settling things properly. Also, return the $20,000 you withdrew from my account right now. That was our joint property as a couple, I demanded. I don't have to return it. No, it's not that. The money was what I saved little by little since I was single. After all, you always quit your jobs midway, so we hardly ever saved money together, did we? John retorted. I was appalled to hear that the $20,000 had been squandered by John and his mistress. It was the moment I felt relieved about divorcing him. But if you stole and used the car and my money, that's going to be a serious crime, I warned John. What? I just sent the police away, so it's not their business anymore, right? I only said we would talk. I have no intention of withdrawing the complaint, I replied firmly. I must add the theft of my money to the report. Mom, should I call the police now? I can do it with just one button on my phone, Sunny added. John's mistress, Mandy, had been watching our conversation but quickly tried to get out of the camper van. At that moment, she let out a scream that echoed around the area. The reason? Mandy's parents were standing there, faces red with anger. I'm sorry. Don't be so angry, but why are you here, Mom and Dad? Mandy stammered. I called your parents beforehand, Sunny explained. What? Why? Mandy asked, confused. The truth was, during my hospital stay, Sunny had visited John's office and tearfully told them, my dad left the house with a woman we don't know, and my mom collapsed. Seeing Sunny's sorrowful and frail state, the people at John's office suspected Mandy, who had left the company with John, and gave Sunny her parents' address. John and Mandy have been overly friendly at the office, and there were photos showing them together at the welcome party for new employees, looking like a couple. After learning from the office people that you commuted from your parents' house, Mandy's parents were standing there, faces red with anger. I went there with your photo, and your parents came out when I visited. Then I told them everything that had happened. So today, I contacted Mandy's parents and asked them to wait nearby for a while, I explained. As it began to get dark, the forest park was brightly lit by the red lights of the police cars. No, really, I was wrong. I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. I'll work hard and never cheat again. So please, just don't arrest me, Dad, John pleaded. People don't change that easily, especially lazy people like you, Sunny interjected. Exactly. Sunny's right. I can't trust you at all. Reflect on your actions and pay for your crimes at the police station, I added. If I get arrested, I won't be able to pay back the money. Is that okay with you? John asked desperately. I don't mind. Pay me back after you've atoned for your sins. Take your time, I replied firmly. Don't worry. I've already found you a place to work. Let's see, there's Sunny's child support, plus the $20,000 you stole from me. I'm not sure how much it will all add up to, but you'll work and pay it all back, I concluded. But I had one last thing to say to Mandy, to the mistress. You might think you're just an onlooker, but don't forget you're an accomplice to John's theft. Be prepared for that. When I told them that Mandy would have to pay if John couldn't return the stolen money, she shivered in fear. Mandy asked her parents for help, but they refused, saying, "We disown a daughter who causes trouble for others." Thus, John and Mandy were taken away in a police car together. Thanks to Sunny's smart strategy, we were able to punish John and his mistress, Mandy. Though they were released from detention soon after, they faced a hefty payment to me through a lawyer. I claimed $20,000 in damages. Additionally, I made John agree to pay $500 a month in child support for Sunny. I introduced John to a subcontracting factory of the company I work for. The support and other charges I claimed from John would be deducted from his salary and paid into my account. I also sold the camper van and was freed from the auto loan. Since then, my health has improved remarkably, and I am now energetic and committed to my job. Sonny has been actively helping with household chores and errands. I want to keep moving forward strongly so that Sonny can pursue the path he loves without giving up.